In this video, we are going to talk about, are we already living in the future? So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Welcome to Pique My Interest. When it comes to turning aspirations into reality, modern-day record attempts have become increasingly reliant on cutting-edge engineering and technological innovation. Prior to the present, many of these accomplishments would have been limited to the pages of science fiction or, at the very least, scholarly debates. However, progress has been made at such a rapid speed that the only thing that distinguishes actuality from science fiction is now the passage of time. When the following technical feats, which are currently changing the world of transportation and setting new records, were first proposed, they were considered moonshot concepts, more like something out of a Marvel comic book than something created by humans. Technology has the potential to do many things, one of which is to alter the course of history. Because we live in an era where science and technology may assist us, make our lives easier, and cause a rethinking of the way we go about our daily lives, we should take advantage of this opportunity. The technology to which we are already exposed and acclimated has opened the road for us to innovate even more, and the technologies on this list, both current and future, have the potential to significantly improve our quality of life even further. Our list of technologies that will probably transform our lives permanently during the next decade and beyond includes the following items. Tourism in outer space. We can fly to nearly any place on the globe without a hitch, but what if we could all see the Earth from orbit at some point in the near future? Many companies, including Virgin Galactic, SpaceX, and even Amazon's Blue Origin, are working hard to make it a reality, and to provide us with a, very costly, seat on a spaceship that will transport us into orbit. It is anticipated that passengers on Amazon's New Shepard space shuttle will be transported 100 kilometers above sea level before parachuting back to the planet. Colonization of distant worlds is underway. We've been inflicting havoc on the Earth for a long time, and the planet can only take so much of humanity's destructive nature before it becomes unbearable. If we don't destroy it, we'll outgrow it in a few years. There are plans in the works to colonize other planets, with Mars undoubtedly being the first stop on the journey. The advancement of technology is causing this picture of the future to swiftly become science fact, rather than science fiction, as time goes on. Robots in space and in the workplace are becoming more common. NASA is already deploying robots of varying forms and sizes into orbit, according to the agency. As technology advances, this makes more and more sense. Robots don't have to worry about running out of oxygen or running out of food, and they can be loaded with sensors that feed data back to Earth. Exactly the same holds true in the workplace. Robots can take on the more difficult, risky, and monotonous jobs, saving mankind the bother and danger of doing so manually. In addition, they have the potential to work more swiftly, efficiently, and with fewer faults in theory. Automobiles that run on electricity or are self-driving. Electric vehicles are not a new concept, they have been on our roads for some time and are just growing better and more efficient. Car batteries are lasting longer, the charging station infrastructure is expanding, and self-driving technology is receiving significant investment, indicating that it will be available sooner than you might expect in the near future. Even while Tesla now has a complicated autopilot mode that can take over parts of the driving controls, automakers aim to be able to eliminate the need for us to hold the steering wheel fully one day. Automobiles that can fly. When there's no more room on the roadways, it's not crazy to believe that we'll resort to the sky to find a solution. There are currently a plethora of intriguing flying car designs on the market, demonstrating that this is a viable prospect in the near future. Perhaps, even if we don't have flying automobiles, we will all have other modes of personal transportation. Jetpacks, for example, have been a favorite pursuit of innovators and thrill seekers for many years now. Butlers in the form of robots. Chores, and more chores, it's tedious, but it's unfortunately necessary. But what if robots might assist you in alleviating your suffering? With robot vacuum cleaners and smart household products, we've already seen the beginnings of this trend. Robots that are larger and have more functions are also becoming more common. The possibility exists that we may be living in a future filled with useful robots that will assist us around the house as butlers, chefs, etc. Hyperfast trains. Another Elon Musk-backed firm, Hyperloop Transportation Technologies, is developing a high-speed underground transportation system that is currently being built and tested in the United States. First and foremost, a route from Los Angeles to San Francisco is being considered. Another route is being developed that will travel from New York to Washington, D.C. in 29 minutes rather than the current 2 hours 56 minutes. Hyperfast trains that can run underground and underwater have the potential to revolutionize not only public transportation but also international travel. Consider the possibility of traveling from one country to another in the same amount of time it currently takes to go between cities. Working in VR. Working in virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR, has tremendous promise. Various programs that can overlay information around you have been available for quite some time, and it differs from virtual reality in that it overlays information rather than placing you in a virtual environment. Both augmented reality and virtual reality gadgets are being used in the workplace, and companies are experimenting with their use. A number of applications can be created using them, including visual representations of blueprints, virtual scale models of items in development, and even basic things like virtual team meetings and brainstorming sessions. Gesture-based computing. Although the film Minority Report made the concept of gesture-based computing prominent, it has actually been around for quite some time before that. It's also already showing up in a variety of various technologies, and for most people, it's virtually second nature at this point. How many different gestures do we already use on a daily basis on our smartphones, tablets, and other smart gadgets in our daily lives? The possibility of a future in which we are no longer bound by the mouse and keyboard and instead rely on speech and action to manage data in a virtual realm is feasible to imagine. Charge your iPhone using the renewable energy of a plant. Did you know that you may use the electricity of a plant to charge your iPhone and other electronic devices? Forests have the potential to become the energy plants of the future. Currently, it is becoming achievable. For example, Bio is a clean tech business that is capable of generating electricity from the photosynthesis of plants. Drone option for exploring previously unexplored areas. Some zones are unreachable because they are located deep within subterranean mines. However, companies like Incanova have begun to work on developing drones that can fly, drive, and climb, as well as employ laser technology to scan zones and make 3D maps of them. With the advancement of airborne robotics technology, we will be able to extend human reach into areas that are currently uninhabitable by man-made infrastructure. What do you think of our video? Let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.